Hi guys, it's Paul here from Muscle Car UK. Just thought I'd show you our latest import from California, this 1966 classic Mustang. Absolute superb car. It's had a full rotisserie restoration, and for any of you guys, girls that don't know what the rotisserie restoration is, it's basically the whole car has been stripped, it's been put on a rotisserie as you'd imagine, and it's literally been turned. So the whole car has been done correctly. So it's pretty much as good as new. The whole car has been stripped. We have got all the photographic evidence on this car. So literally you can see the car in all the stages it's gone through, from right down to bare metal, all the way through. That's including engine bay, wings off, absolutely everything's been done. And I want to show you how good this bodywork is on this car, and the guy who's done the paint, I take my hat off to him. Fantastic job. It was first built in California at the Ford San Jose plant in 1966, and it came off on the 27th of December. So maybe a New Year's present or a late Christmas present, I don't know, but what a fantastic car it would have been. Springtime yellow is the color. It's got a little accent on here, which is picked up on the wheels, which is sort of an L and a grey, which just gives you a hint of what might be underneath this bonnet, because there's something quite special underneath as well. The guy, Milton, who we bought it from in California, was an aircraft designer, an engineer, and he took it upon himself. He always wanted to get a 66 early Mustang, but he wanted to find the right car to do a full restoration. And he really has done a superb job throughout. He's gone all the way through the car, new interior. The underneath, as you'll see in a minute, is extraordinary. It's absolutely amazing. It's one of those cars you take to a show and you put the mirrors underneath and everyone can see what it looks like underneath. It's just as good underneath as it is on the top. Everything's been done inside, everything's been done under the bonnet, but we'll go through that as we go through this video. But just have a look at the quality of this paintwork and look at the panel gaps, how it all fits beautifully. I mean, Mustangs were never sort of world famous for their panel gap when they came off the plants new, because they were making so many of them. But you can see the quality of this paint job is absolutely superb. And if we get a chance, we can look how straight it is down the side. Absolutely straight. You can feel all the wings are absolutely rock solid. They're sharp. There's no filler in them. You know, so you're not going to suddenly have a car in your hands which in 5 years' time is falling to bits. This really has had a lot of work done to it. The chrome is pretty much all new, so everything's been done. We've got the new type wheels on it, which are very attractive, and they match the same color as the bonnet scoop. And you'll maybe be able to notice through here that it's got discs on the front, which are 13-inch drilled and slotted discs, and on the back you've got 10-inch discs as well. So the car has got some beautiful setup. So not only has it got an engine that will go, it's got some brakes that can stop you. But again, all the chrome here again, all the quarter lights are beautiful. There's no pitting, because sometimes you get pitting in these and they're very expensive if you can even find them. Door shuts beautiful, and just the general how straight it is. I'd like to show you the back of it, because it's again all new lights, all new chrome, and in the boot, this is always a good test, that if the car's been done properly, you'll see that the quality of the paintwork inside the boot lid and in all the shuts is absolutely superb. This guy did everything. He re-put the battery at the back, and he even left he wanted this to come with it, which is his Mustang toolbox. So that's come all the way from America, but he wanted it to go. So that's the sort of guy he was. Obviously new spare wheel, all done correctly. One thing I want to show you guys is that the quality of the paint also goes into the door trims here and all around to the door shuts. But one thing that is always good to see is the data plate. This literally tells you where the car was built, which in this case is an R-code car, so it was built in San Jose, California, and you'll see it's also a C-code, which means it's an original V8 car. This will also tell you the number and the color code, etc. It's always good to see it still on the car. So talking about the interior, we can see that it's basically everything has been renewed. It's got the deluxe pony interior. You'll see the galloping ponies on all the seats, front and rear. You can also notice that the headlining has all been renewed, the rear parcel shelf, the sun visors, the clips for the sun visors. It has a dashboard cover on it. That's not hiding anything. It's just brand new, and it saves the sun. Lovely, beautiful steering wheel. So the car's all been done inside. Literally the carpets the soundproofing underneath. So everything you're looking at is new. This is the extent that this guy Milton went to. He wanted it exactly right. Of course, you may ask yourself, well, why did he sell it? Unfortunately, Milton was having health issues, and as we all know in America, that costs a lot of money. So that's the only reason that he sold it. But a beautiful, beautiful car all the way throughout. You'll also notice from the top here, we've got a 5-speed gearbox in it, which is a new Tremec gearbox, which is designed with the limited slip diff to give that much better traction. And also the gearing has been done in such a way that if you're on a motorway, you can do 70 miles an hour all day long. Because remember, these cars were built for American highways. So the reliability is good, and they're used to doing sort of long distance. So a lot of our clients who buy them in Germany or France or whatever, they have quite a lot of confidence in us driving it down to them and taking them on alpine drives, etc. So a car like this really is something special. We've had a good look at this, and we're about to look underneath, and we can show you what all the upgrades have been done underneath as well. Because you didn't only just spend the money here, and as everybody knows, when buying a Mustang, you've got to get the underneath right, because they can look fantastic on the top, but it's the underneath. It's like any car, it's like a building. If you're going to build a good building, you want good foundations. The foundations are important on these Mustangs. You've got to have a rock solid car before you start, otherwise it's pointless spending a fortune on top. And we've seen plenty of it where people spent a lot of money making them look fantastic, but unfortunately the basics haven't been done, and that's when it can really cost. I just want to show you what's hiding underneath here. This gave you a little nod that there might be something exciting underneath, and there certainly is. Not only has he spent a lot of his time and finances on the outside, but have a look inside this engine compartment. It is superb. He spent a lot of time, as I said to you, when it's rotisserie, the engine would have been out, the gearbox would have been out, rad would have been out, everything was out the car so that he could get this finish, and you can see this gloss finish that he's done, and it is absolutely superb. When they came from the factory, they were all black, but they were done in sort of a matte black. But this one, he decided he wanted a gloss because he also wanted to show the car. And when you undo that bonnet, it does look stunning. We've got a 289 V8 in here, which is what it would have had originally in its day. But what Milton decided to do was to put 351 Windsor heads on it. Polished heads, bigger valves, upgraded race cam. So it really is a powerful car. You can also notice here, you've got the chassis number, which is embossed into the inner panel here. That will be exactly the same, and you'll see it on the data tag, which I showed you before. Strengthened here, and you'll see a lot of strengthening underneath when we're going to have a look underneath shortly. But this here has done a beautiful job, and a car and an engine that will be a great bit of fun. I'll show you underneath. Here we are underneath, so I wanted to show you how good this car really is. As you can see, it's had an upgraded suspension all the way through. So not only has it upgraded discs, slotted discs, you have got here, you've got the Global West suspension system. So this literally is adjustable in very many ways. So you can get the car driving exactly as you want, and obviously we can help you with that. But it's set up now, it drives superbly. If we follow the car back along, you'll see the quality of the actual chassis, and the finish is absolutely superb. From here, we've got a Tremec T5 gearbox, which is the manual gearbox, so making it much easier for motorway work. That comes down through the pop shaft to a 9-inch limited slip diff, which has had all upgraded gears put in it. We've got the receipts for everything. So if you are on that motorway, you can slot it into fifth and drive it like your normal car. You can see all the front section of the chassis is all absolutely rock solid through here. And quite often the Mustangs, this area is all sort of crippled because over the years of jacking it up, but these are in great shapes. And connected to this are the chassis strengtheners, which is put in, so from front to back, so it stops that twist in the chassis. It's all good having power, but if you can't settle it down properly, it makes a car very unstable. But what he's done it all. So you've got a car that you can really enjoy and know that it's solid and a rocket on the road. So all the way through, you can see the floor pans, again, done in this gloss black. Again, it's one of those cars that if you wanted to spend the time, literally you could put the glass, mirrored glass underneath it if you're taking it to a show and show everyone how good it is underneath. Coming through to the back, it's got an H exhaust pipe, sounds superb. Obviously twin exhaust coming through to the back, a nicely painted new diff, prop, everything's been done correctly. You can see the chassis is all absolutely rock solid, no rust, no cracks, nothing like that. And then you can see the exhaust is pretty new. It's not brand new, but it's pretty new. And then you've got a new fuel tank out here as well. So fuel tank's been done, everything's been done. So underneath, this is one of the nicest ones that we've obviously seen, and the guy spent a lot of money doing it. So hopefully you can see why we've got all these receipts for $35,000. You can see where it's been spent. And remember, that's not including his labor, but absolute stunning car from top to bottom. And as I always say, this is where it starts. If you've got something that's really good underneath, you can then build up. But if it's all, you know, patchwork quilt welding and rust, it's always hard work from that moment on. But here you've got a car where the guy's done absolutely everything to it, and it's ready for you to roll down the road. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is what's quite rare, because Americans don't often do this. He's kept all the service bits and pieces for the car. Everything he's done, we have literally 50 photographs which show every aspect of him doing the car, when it was down to base metal, the interior work, the strengthening of the chassis, etc., etc. He's also kept 3 big files, which I'm sorry I haven't put them all in a big file yet, but we haven't had a chance, of all literally the bills, etc., that he's done on this car. You can see for yourself what he spent on it. You know, engine, gearboxes, it's got pretty much everything in there. It basically adds up. The bills come to about $35,000. Now that doesn't include the purchase of the car, and it doesn't include his labor. We think here, obviously we restore Mustangs here on a daily basis. To get a car to this condition, you are literally looking at 70 to 80,000 pounds. That's what this car would cost if we were to do it today from start. So for the price we're asking, that basically it just covers pretty much the parts. The rest of it, Milton's labor, etc., you know, is on top. So I think it's a great car. It's a fabulous thing. You're not going to spend any money on it. You're just going to enjoy it.